Hi, this is Tatiana Kolovu, and this is the August version of Stronger, my LinkedIn newsletter. If you are listening to this, I would love it if you could send me a note telling me that you prefer the audio version. It takes a little bit more time to do it. I enjoy it, but I wonder and I want to know if you like it. So let's get started. This month, I talk about thriving in high stakes communication situations. So I didn't appreciate that comment, and I really don't think you were being fair, is what I once blurted out to my senior administrator after he described my project as being irrelevant at the end of a meeting. Thinking back, I now realize it wasn't the right time or place to confront him. I was angry and embarrassed. I should have been strategic instead of emotional, requesting a private follow-up that would have given me time to cool down and craft a strategic response, crucial for high-stakes interactions. So you might ask me, what exactly defines these situations? Obviously, the pressure of time is a big factor, and money is another one. You also need to consider egos, emotions, tough topics, and relationships, both good and bad. There's also hierarchy, the 800-pound gorilla of the work world. We say that in the US. I'm sure you've experienced the daunting situation of having to give feedback to a senior executive, or worse, having to ask for something. So, how can you make such communication less uncomfortable and improve your outcome? I recommend you follow the 3 steps described below. It's 3 P's, alliteration. Love those. Prepare, practice, and power up. Prepare. The more you own this preparation strategy, the more effective you will be in high stakes situations that unexpectedly pop up or those requiring long term consideration. See, the strategy comes from a popular model of communication that can be explained by asking 6 questions about your high stakes communication situation. The first question is, who's sending and who's receiving the message? This can involve more than one person. Sometimes you're speaking to a bigger audience, or many of you as a team are speaking. So each end of the equation could have different numbers. It's important to consider that both the sender and the receiver, or the audience, as I say, may have pre existing biases influencing them either positively or negatively. The sender of a message should take a moment to consider this possibility, gaining them the opportunity to connect with the receiver and create a feeling of shared empathy about the situation. When reacting to my superior, it would have been better and wiser for me to say, "Your comment about our project takes me by surprise, and it doesn't seem consistent with the values of our team." Second question, what is the channel of the message? Today's world of multiple forms of virtual communication, synchronous or asynchronous, requires us to think harder. Should you ask for a face-to-face meeting or a virtual one? Should you preface it with an email asking to discuss the topic? Is it best or timelier to send a brief text or on chat or a Slack private message? Would a recorded voice memo be better for you to present your thoughts, allowing the receiver time to ponder your information? Choose the channel that best meets your situation and your time frame. Third question, what is at the core of your message? Part of understanding your receiver involves crafting a message that better speaks to their decision-making style. Do you need to include evidence that relates to user experiences or possibly add numbers and qualitative data? Will it help or distract to include comparisons to your competitors? The key is having the ability to move beyond the main message you've prepared and dive into the why of it. Fourth question, is the timing right and is there any noise in quotes? Remember my opening story? It was problematic because I was impulsive, my message was emotional and not well reasoned. The timing was bad because high stakes meetings at the end of a day or the week or the quarter of the company, and generally not good venues to bring up personal grievances. And there's the distraction of noise, and I don't just mean horns and sirens. The Shannon-Weaver model of communication includes internal factors that may sabotage the understanding of the person you're communicating with. Perhaps they're distracted by current industry-wide events, or there's major team projects going on, or even a personal challenge. In other words, what you think is important may be dwarfed by what is going on in their head. Fifth question, any opportunity to get feedback? In face-to-face meetings, we get good opportunities for feedback, both verbal and nonverbal. An affirmative nod or a clarifying question both provide key information. They generate questions or pushback that result in you learning something new. I highly recommend that high-stakes conversations occur face-to-face if you can bear it. It's the best way to get feedback from your receiver. Finally, is this the right context? My impulsive comments at the end of that meeting failed to consider this question. It was risky to say it even in private. It may have been better to wait and bring up later in a more neutral setting, like even the parking lot or a conference room or the cafeteria. Even with a hot button issue, there may be times when it is more effective to wait until emotions have cooled. The key is to determine the issue's urgency and importance in the larger context, both for yourself and for the workplace. Here's the second P, practice. After you've addressed all the different communication factors in a high stakes setting, and once your message is determined, then comes the practice time. Do it with people you trust and who you know both your situation and know the receiver. Practice with people whose feedback you value. These are the people that author Brené Brown described as being in the arena. They're the ones who understand the circumstances and can appreciate the context and the relationships of your situation. Feedback from these people is invaluable, so make practicing with them a priority. Here's the last P, friends. Power up. If the other two steps are strategic preparation, this one is go time. You need to psych yourself to go and deliver your message. In high stakes situations, this is never easy. You will doubt your arguments, you'll second guess yourself when finding reasons to delay, and you'll procrastinate. If it helps, let me remind you that tough events often require mental preparation, and athletes are masters of this technique. My Resilience Strategies for Optimal Performance course includes a section on this. Athletes visualize their event from start to finish. They close their eyes, wait for the starting gun, and feel all the emotions of the event as if it were real. Many actually begin to experience physical changes like an increased heart rate or muscle tension. Now, you may not be flying down a ski slope or kicking the winning soccer goal, but you may be making a tough ask, delivering hard news, or pushing back on someone in a higher position than you. Take the time to set the stage and visualize yourself facing your audience, your receiver. See yourself with confident posture, well-timed hand gestures that clearly communicate your message. Imagine yourself speaking your message and, just like athletes, take deep breaths to settle yourself down. Remember that success with these drills comes from preparation. So communicating in high-stakes situations can be overwhelming. Please know that with preparation, practice, and a strong power-up attitude, you can make yours not only tolerable, but actually successful. I would love to hear your story. Now, if do it without incriminating any higher-ups. Would it help? Would it have helped if you practiced any of these steps? Or would you care for advice about an upcoming situation? Don't hesitate to post your insights or questions. Follow up with me. Finally, live office hours. Now, this is the exciting stuff. On Wednesday, August 24th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are discussing the same topic. See, Brenda Bailey Hughes and I are celebrating our Communication Foundations course, making it to LinkedIn's Global Top 20 this past year. So we will both take your questions on standing up for yourself in high-stakes situations when you need to communicate effectively and gracefully. I'm adding the sign up, and we hope to see you on the 24th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's another link for following me on LinkedIn and also sharing the Stronger newsletter with a friend that you think will benefit. Thank you so, so much for listening. You are part of a special crowd, and I truly enjoy recording these. Take care.